Hello everyone and welcome back to Learn English with Amali. In this video we are going to answer one of the biggest questions for sports fans around the world. How did the FIFA World Cup become the most famous football tournament in history? Today we will travel through time and discover the story of the World Cup from the very beginning. We will meet great teams, legendary players, unforgettable matches, and surprising moments. At the same time, you will improve your English with simple words and easy sentences. So sit back, relax, and let's begin our journey. Part 1. Before the World Cup. Long before the World Cup existed, football was already becoming popular in many countries. People loved the game because it was simple and exciting. Children played football in the streets after school. Workers played football on weekends with their friends. The game spread from one country to another. Soon, football became one of the most loved sports in Europe and South America. Teams start playing international matches. Fans wanted to know which country had the best team. However, there was one problem. There was no tournament for all countries to compete together. Many football leaders believed this should change. A big dream was starting to grow. That dream was the World Cup. Part 2. FIFA is created. In 1904, an important organization was created in Paris, France. Its name was FIFA. FIFA stands for the International Federation of Association Football. The organization wanted to bring football nations together. Its leaders believed football could connect people from different cultures. Every year, more countries joined FIFA. Football was becoming a global game. People start talking about the World Tournament. At first, many people thought the idea was impossible. Traveling between countries was difficult and expensive. But FIFA continued working on the dream. Finally, the dream became reality. Part 3. The first World Cup, 1930. In 1913, the first FIFA World Cup was held in Uruguay. Uruguay was chosen because it had one of the strongest teams in the world. The country was also celebrating an important national anniversary. Only 13 teams participated in the tournament. Many European teams could not easily travel to South America. Some teams spent weeks on ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean. The players were excited because they were making history. Thousands of fans came to watch the matches. The tournament was full of energy and excitement. The final match was between Uruguay and Argentina. Argentina played very well and fought hard, but Uruguay was stronger on that day. Uruguay won the match 4-2. The crowd celebrated with joy and happiness. The first World Cup champion had been crowned. A new chapter in football history had begun. Part 4. Italy becomes the king of football. After the success of the first World Cup, football became even more popular around the world. People were excited to see the next tournament. In 1934, Italy hosted the World Cup. The Italian government wanted the tournament to be perfect. No stadiums were prepared for the competition. Fans came from different countries to watch the games. Italy had a strong and disciplined team. The players worked hard and believed in victory. Match after match, Italy moved closer to the final. The final was one of the most important matches in the country's history. Italy won the tournament and became world champion. Italian fans celebrated in the streets all night long. 4 years later, the World Cup moved to France. Many people wondered if Italy could win again. The Italian players were determined to defend their title. They played with confidence and courage. Once again, Italy reached the final match, and once again, Italy became champion. Italy became the first team to win 2 World Cups in a row. Their success made them one of the greatest teams of their era. Part 5. The war stops the World Cup. After the 1938 World Cup, the future looked bright for football. Millions of people were waiting for the next tournament. However, a terrible event changed everything. World War II began in 1939. Countries around the world became involved in the conflict. Football was no longer the most important thing in people's lives. Families worried about their safety. Many football players joined the military. Some players never returned home. The World Cup planned for 1942 was cancelled. The tournament of 1946 was also cancelled. Football fans around the world had to wait. The war lasted for many difficult years. Finally, peace returned to many countries. People once again looked forward to football. The World Cup would return stronger than ever before. Part 6. The Miracle of 1950. In 1950, the World Cup finally returned. Brazil was chosen to host the tournament. The country was passionate about football. People believed Brazil had the best team in the world. A huge stadium called Maracanã was built for the tournament. More than 200,000 fans came to watch the decisive match. Brazil only needed the draw to become champion. The fans were already preparing to celebrate, but Uruguay had different plans. The match started in front of an enormous crowd. Brazil scored first, and the stadium exploded with joy. However, Uruguay did not give up. They continued fighting until the final minutes. Uruguay scored again and shocked the world. The stadium suddenly became silent. Many Brazilian fans cried after the final whistle. Uruguay became world champion for the second time. The famous upset is still remembered today. People later called this match the Miracle of 1950. Part 7. The Rise of Brazil. After the disappointment of 1950, Brazil wanted a new beginning. The players trained harder than ever before. The coach looked for young and talented footballers. One of those young players was a teenager named Pelé. Many people had never heard his name before, but soon the whole world would know him. In 1958, the World Cup was held in Sweden. Brazil arrived with a strong and exciting team. The team played beautiful attacking football. Fans loved the way Brazil moved the ball. Pelé surprised everyone with his skill and confidence. Even though he was very young, he played without fear. Brazil reached the final match against Sweden. The stadium was full of excitement. Brazil played brilliantly and won the final. For the first time in history, Brazil became world champion. The dream of millions of Brazilian fans finally came true. People celebrated in streets, homes, and stadiums. A new football giant had arrived. Brazil wins again in 1962. 4 years later, the World Cup was held in Chile. Brazil wanted to prove that 1958 was not luck. The pressure on the team was enormous. Every opponent wanted to defeat the champions. Brazil faced many difficult matches. The players fought for every ball. Once again, Brazil reached the final. The team showed great courage and determination. Brazil won the World Cup again. Now they were champions for the second time. People start seeing Brazil the home of football. Part 8. The King of Football. In 1970, the World Cup was held in Mexico. Many experts believe this Brazilian team was special. The players were fast, creative, and confident. Pelé was now one of the most famous athletes in the world. Brazil played some of the best football ever seen. Their passes were beautiful and their attacks were dangerous. The team reached the final against Italy. Millions of people watched the match. Brazil won the final and became world champion once again. It was Brazil's third World Cup title. Pelé became a global legend. Many people still consider him one of the greatest football players ever. The world had found its football king. Part 9. New era and new champions. After Brazil's golden era, football entered a new and unpredictable period. Many countries improved their football systems and became stronger. In 1974, the World Cup was held in West Germany. West Germany played with great discipline and strategy. They reached the final and faced the Netherlands. The Netherlands played exciting and attacking football, but in the end, West Germany won the World Cup. It was a moment of pride for the nation. In 1978, the World Cup moved to Argentina. The home crowd supported their team with huge passion. Argentina played with confidence and determination. They reached the final and gave everything on the field. Argentina won the World Cup for the first time. The country celebrated one of its greatest sports victories. Part 10. The Hand of God. In 1986, the World Cup was held in Mexico. This tournament became one of the most famous in history. A player named Diego Maradona became the center of attention. He played with incredible skill and creativity. In one match against England, he scored 2 legendary goals. One goal was controversial and known as the Hand of God. The other goal was one of the greatest solo goals ever scored. Argentina played with strong spirit and teamwork. They reached the final match against West Germany. The final was full of emotion and pressure. Argentina fought until the very last moment. They won the World Cup and became champions again. Maradona became a global football legend. Part 11. Modern football era. In the 1990s and 2000s, football became faster and more tactical. Teams used advanced training and strategies. In 1998, France hosted the World Cup. France won the tournament with a strong team. In 2002, Brazil won again in Japan and South Korea. A new generation of players started to shine. Football became a global entertainment industry. Part 12. Modern Legends and 2022. In recent years, football has reached a new level of popularity. Players like Lionel Messi became global icons. The World Cup 2018 in Russia was very exciting, but the biggest moment came in 2022 in Qatar. Argentina reached the final against France. The match was one of the greatest finals in history. After a dramatic penalty shootout, Argentina won. Lionel Messi finally lifted the World Cup trophy. It was a dream come true for millions of fans. The FIFA World Cup is more than just a football tournament. It is a story of dreams, passion, victory, and heartbreak. Every 4 years, the world comes together as one. Football connects people from every country and culture. Thank you for watching Learn English with Amali. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and join our English learning journey. See you in the next time. Thank you for watching.